Hey guys, this is AgentMindStorm, and sorry Grass, but today I'm going to be showing you top 10 console exclusive features. So these are my favorite 10 features that are only in the console version of Minecraft. So let's get started. The first exclusive feature is actually the ability to reset dimensions. Now this is actually a really basic feature when you think about it, but it's very useful for console since worlds are limited. So instead of having to constantly explore the Nether, what you can do is go into game options before loading up a world, and then you can actually check reset end or reset Nether, and then next time you visit that dimension, it will be completely reset and it'll be back to its default stage. So this allows for some pretty weird things on console, but it is a console exclusive as it doesn't appear on any other versions. So that's feature number 1. Let's move on to feature number 2. The next feature is that actually every time you create a new world, you will get an empty map in your inventory. So when you create a brand new world, you'll never have to wonder where you are, and if you're playing with friends, you'll never have to get lost. It's a really, really nice feature, and honestly it's a little OP, because if you just invite a bunch of people to your world and tell them to give you their map, that you can pretty much farm maps in Xbox, but I mean, hey, I'm not complaining. It's a really cool feature and definitely a great one. So that's exclusive number 2. The third exclusive is actually some unique elytra behavior. So first of all, when you're flying and you turn, the view of the screen will actually kind of tilt and the whole world will kind of tilt, and it actually creates a really cool effect. And then there's also another exclusive behavior that in creative mode when flying with the elytra, you can hold down A, or whatever the equivalent is on your console, and you'll go up. It doesn't matter if you have complete downward momentum, you will still go up even if you're holding A, so it's really nice just to be able to fly forever without ever having to come back up or fly in normal creative mode, because honestly guys, the elytra is awesome, and if you don't like the fly view rolling option, there's even an option in settings to turn it off in game options. So very, very cool exclusive features there. I personally don't like the fly view rolling, but that's just me. A lot of people do. I think it's actually a pretty cool idea. And yeah, the fourth console exclusive is actually the speed of Minecarts. And that might sound a little strange, but believe it or not, on Xbox, Minecarts at their full power with powered rails go twice as fast as they do on PC. Now, basically, on PC, they're super slow and even a horse can outrun a minecart, but on Xbox, as you're seeing in the gameplay, they're really, really fast on Xbox, and they're actually a viable option of transport on Xbox, compared to PC, where they're only useful for if you want to make a roller coaster of some sort, or like a mine track that shows off a build. I really don't know. It's not as useful on PC as it is on Xbox, because they're just twice as fast, and yeah. The fifth feature is actually custom super flat worlds, but they're done way better. Now, on PC, yes, there are custom flat worlds, but the way you do it is you just enter a formula and a long string of numbers and words and semicolons, and it's very confusing on PC, and it's not very simple. On Xbox, though, they've got this amazing UI set up where there's 3 different tabs. One tab is for layers, one tab's for biomes, one tab's for, like, advanced stuff with properties, and then they've also got this awesome thing when you want to change or add a layer. It brings you this whole giant creative menu and a layer height. And when you actually create the world, it works flawlessly. Like, it works really well, surprisingly. But there are just some restrictions since it is a console, like you can't make floating gravel, you can't make wood next to lava or TNT next to lava. Fortunately, you can still make a world out of TNT. Because if you couldn't make a world out of TNT, I would be very disappointed. But as you're seeing in the background gameplay, I've created quite the world here. So that is custom super flat. Let's move on to the next feature. The sixth feature is actually a really small one. It's 2 very simple things to do with food. The first one is that there's actually an eating animation. So when you eat food, your arm will actually raise up, and it doesn't do that in any other versions. I'm really actually surprised about that's stated console exclusive. And second console exclusive, cake stacks. Literally the simplest thing. On PC, they're all separate slots, but on Xbox, you can hold them up to 64 in a stack, which is really useful because cakes clutter your inventory. The seventh exclusive feature is actually the custom banner crafting and fireworks crafting menus. Now, this is only available due to the automatic crafting on Xbox and PC having manual crafting, and on Xbox, the way they did it is amazing. So the banner menu has so many tabs, and you can see exactly what the banner is going to look like before you add something. It's really actually cool. It's an amazing menu, and the fireworks one, I still need to do a little more experimenting with, because I'm not the best at using the fireworks one. But as you can see in the gameplay, the menus have so many options, and I just think it's an amazing way to do banners and fireworks. And in my opinion, there should be an option to do it like that on PC, because it's just that great. So, yeah, on to the next feature. The 8th exclusive feature is actually that you can fire arrows from a bow without holding the bow. Now, I'm pretty sure the only reason for this feature is because console doesn't have dual wielding, and that's usually how you select what arrow you want to fire. But on console, the way you do it is you just hold that arrow, and as long as you have a bow in your inventory, when you're holding the arrow, you can pull back the bow, and it'll switch from holding the arrow to holding the bow, and it'll fire the arrow you're selecting. And if you're not, it'll just fire the first arrow in your hotbar slot, and that's actually a really interesting custom feature. And I wonder if it'll stay when dual wielding comes. I don't know, but we gotta see later. The 9th feature is actually that you can play online completely free once you've obviously paid for, like, the online service that your console requires, like PlayStation Network, I think it is, and Xbox Live. Basically, in Minecraft, you don't have to pay any money. You just join your friend's world if they've set it to an online game. On the other versions, you have to pay, or you have to join a server, or you have to be on the same Wi-Fi. None of that here. You can just connect console to console, really simple, and of course, it's free. So that's all great, guys. That is the 9th console exclusive. And the final feature is actually Minigames, and this had to be on there, guys. It's so simple with the way that it works. You simply just make an online or public game, and people start joining because of the matchmaking system that they implemented. So there's a matchmaking system that's automatic. Unfortunately, you do have to buy the maps, which is that's not very good, but everything else is fine about it. You don't have to, there's no kits, like, so people who play more won't have an advantage other than they actually have more skill. There's no other advantages that have paying other than if you want the maps, and, well, they're all quality maps too. You won't get bad maps, and also, the way that the minigames just work in general is really, it's something that is, like, I don't think anyone ever expected it. It's really a surprise, and it was a good surprise, though. It's really awesome how they work so well now. And anyways, guys, that was 10 console exclusive features. So what do you guys think of these exclusives? Did you know about them, or am I wrong about something? Tell me in the comments below, but for now, I do want to tell you all, thanks for watching, and I will see you later.